Okay.
It's tough after a loss.
Exactly. How you doing? Lawrence McKendall here, Scooberlicious. This is Spidercast number 7. I have my guest, Sonny Zaccaro, and let me tell you, it's down to the wire. This was a win. I thought really the Spiders have handled their business all year long. So tell me, what was the game plan? What went down?
So basically, the game plan was to come in and play our game. Obviously, they came in and played their game a little bit better. Didn't work out. I think they ended up...
Let me interject. One quote, let me let you know. The game was 17-21 Cascades, and this is what I'm saying, what happened. So please proceed. Sorry about that, my man.
I mean, they came out and they wanted it more. I think our energy was lower. They started firing from the front at the beginning of the game, and we turned it on a little bit later, but it was a little too late.
So do you think the 3-week sort of layoff, I know you were doing a lot of different things out there with your different teams, but did that impact the sort of the gelling coming back and playing as a team?
I didn't think so. I mean, a lot of us are playing with our club teams. Like, we had a lot of Frisbee going on in our time off, and a lot of the guys playing the same club teams. It was just an energy thing. We came out kind of flat. It was hot in the beginning. We could feel it in the warm-ups. The energy just wasn't there from the start. It took us a little time to get rolling, but it's a little late.
So let's look how the game progressed. So you went in at halftime and you were down. What was something that Coach Grant talked to you about? How was he trying to right the ship and keep you?
It was just energy and defense. They were kind of doing whatever they wanted on offense. They weren't feeling pressure, and we weren't running our defense. Right. And we wanted to start from there and then build energy off our defense. But I mean, hats off to them. They played a great game. They were connecting on everything, every hard shot they made. So
okay. So take me into the third quarter. Was it like at some point going, we're going to turn it on, or we'll come back? Because you guys seemed calm. Was it a calm that the energy was low, or was it a calm like we can come back?
I mean, I think we all believed we could come back up until the very end. The score was 4 points, but we felt like at the end of the third, I really felt like our defense was turning it on. They were working for every point. There were multiple turnovers. We were just having trouble punching it in after a turn. But I felt like our defense was turning on. Our energy was up. I felt like we were going to come back and win. It just didn't happen.
And the third quarter was really interesting because when you came in the game, there was one, you threw a Scoober down the line. You were playing a little dominated with Crawford, and you went in for the score. And then Drew Kim came in and he was doing what I thought was kind of interesting. He was throwing some ultimate shots like Chuck Cow's blades, but very confident, and looked like you were getting your groove together and you were starting marching down the field. And then the Cascades, they didn't flinch.
Yeah, I mean, our offense got into a groove. We were going. We forced a few shots we maybe shouldn't have, and they were really patient on D. They were executing on D, and they were running hard. And that really deflates an offense. When you get a turn and they're just not giving it back, and they're super stingy, and they make you run for the whole time and they score, it's just damn, there's nothing you could do, and then you just got to go run back and play offense again. So hats off to them. They played a great game on both sides, and it's just...
It is. I ran into one of the Cascade guys, and they said that they were only for a back-to-back games, they were traveling with 17 players. And so tomorrow against the Flamethrowers, it's going to be interesting who shows up. But they came with a lot of energy. They were not bagging it for the next game. They came out and played. So to your point, definitely hats off to them. They played all the way around. So let me want to talk about some of the leaders. The score, we had Evan Bryden with 3, Shane Early 5. Crawford and Fine had 2 completions. Chuck Cow went nuts. He had 50. Stephen Chang, 37 completions. And you and Justin Norden had 21. So were you feeling good?
I felt good, yeah. I mean, we've been working out. It's the end of the season. Guys are feeling good. Yeah, it's really tough for me to say. I don't really know. We played hard. They played really hard. And, we were doing our thing. We... just a few shots that we forced that we turned it, and they didn't give it back to us. So
why I'm smiling is that I'm not happy. I want these guys to win. I'm kind of bummed. What I'm smiling is my man came rolling in. He's like, what do I say? He was sort of stunned about what was going on. So he's being very composed and gracious in what's going on. Yeah. So this is
pounding.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm smiling because I'm watching this man trying to put together what the heck went down.
I'm just trying not to cry.
You heard it first. Yeah. So any other observations?
I think we really just got to forget this game and go in forward, thinking of the next game, focused. One thing we're really trying to work on is not really caring about what's going on around us, just like what's right in front of us. And I think we've been doing a good job. We slip up a little bit, but I think we're really, really trying to like focus on that. And if we can do that, we have and we can beat any team in the West. So like, if we just play our game, don't worry about anyone else.
Absolutely.
I'm confident we'll be great going forward, and that's just what we got to do.
Straight up, he's right about that. So you've got two games left in the season, and July 20th. It's a road trip. 21st, 22nd. It's with the Growlers on the 21st, and 22nd is with the LA Aviators. And so let me sort of spell out the playoff. Everything's knotted right now, so we'll see what happens after tomorrow's game with the Flamethrowers, who's going to be on top. But right now, the West is up for grabs, and it'll be very interesting when you go up against the Aviators. What's that game going to look like? Are you going to be vying for first? Are you going to be vying for second? Or are you going to be in the playoff picture? Your saving grace is your point differential, which is really nice. You're ahead. I don't have it in front of me. Yes, you are leading the West as far as point differential, and that's a good thing if there's any ties. So when you travel, what do you mean? What's sort of the rationale when you travel? Did you travel to Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the rationale when you did it back-to-back there? The team. How did Coach Grant get you ready?
I don't think things change at all. I mean, like Ultimate players are used to playing tournaments, and in my opinion, that's way more running, and we travel all the time. Yep. So these and it's all on the West Coast, which is great. We don't lose sleep or anything. Right. So we just got to go out and focus and worry about us. It's not really like all those other things are uncontrollable, but what we can control is what we do and like what's in front of us. I don't think traveling really changes that. Some people sometimes there's attendance issues because of traveling, but I mean, we could win with any of our guys. So it doesn't really change. It's just we got to do what we got to do. And that's your point when you talk about back-to-back games. When you play a tournament, you are playing back-to-back games within one day, let alone you have a break and then you have another day for it. So I completely agree, and I'm glad you pointed out. So I'm try to add, I don't want to spin any drama, but people talk about a travel schedule and back-to-back games. Yeah. But, I mean, it is a bigger field, and it's more demanding than the regular club season. But nonetheless, Sonny's right. I mean, if you're used to playing a club ball and play tournaments with multiple, this should not be a problem, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Yeah, I mean, it's the end of the season. We should all be in shape by now.
Absolutely.
It's not an excuse.
100% on that one. So, anything else?
No, I mean, thanks for having me. Yeah.
No, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's down to the wire. Final score here from Foothill College in Los Altos, 17 for the Spiders and 21 for the Cascades. I'm Lawrence McKendall for Spidercast 17 and Scooberlicious Ultimate with my guest, Sonny Zaccaro. Thank you very much, my man. We'll see you down the road.
Shout out Clippers.
Peace out. Yeah, go ahead.
Go Clippers, go Wolves.
There you go.
Tim Gilligan, shout out.
Word. See you guys. Take it easy. Thank you, Sonny.
Yeah.